How important do you think red zone offense is going to be in this game? Obviously, that's important every game, but last year's game it was kind of an issue, and Cincinnati's one of the top red zone defenses in the nation. How much of a factor do you think that's going to be on Saturday?
Huge part of the game on both sides of the ball for us. That typically in big ball games is a big part. There's a huge difference between getting 7 points and getting 3 points. So, got to be efficient, got to operate, and got to win some one-on-ones out on the perimeter if you're throwing the ball. But you got to be able to run the football too.
Coach, when you look at a guy like Jarrell White on the Cincinnati defense, what kind of challenges is he going to present to your offense on Saturday?
I think he plays extremely hard, and his ability to make plays and be physical is a huge part of his ability to have an impact on the football game.
Coach, what can you say about the value of a guy like Richie Grant, especially now with your freshman corners and also Derek Gaines, who's who's been in the program for a while but doesn't have that starting experience? What kind of value does Richie Grant now bring to this team?
I think his experience in what we're doing, his ability to communicate and get everybody in sync, handle motions, adjustments, and that communication piece is absolutely critical. And that's a big part of his importance to us. Obviously, he's a playmaker on that side of the football too.
Josh, Cincinnati's done a really good job this year of having explosive plays on offense. What do you guys need to do to kind of limit those opportunities?
Yeah, well, they're big, strong, physical up front, physical runners with the ball in their hands. Quarterback's dynamic too in that way, and so you got to be gap sound first of all to stop the run, and then you got to be able to tackle in space and. The way that he's developed as a passer too, you got to do a great job on the perimeter. They got playmakers out there, and he's accurate with the football, been really decisive too. So, on defense, you got to play a complete game. You got to play well on all three levels to have an opportunity to limit their big plays.
Coach, I know this is kind of a different kind of senior day just because, it's unresolved of, who maybe has an opportunity and who might want to come back for another year. But, assuming this is the last game for some of these guys, I mean, you have some really key seniors that have played a big role in the last few years. Can you just kind of comment on what this senior class has meant to your time here at UCF?
Yeah, you just look at the success that they've had since they've been here, big games that they've played in. On the field, I think those things speak for themselves, and all those guys have had a huge impact on that. A lot of them have been playing a lot of football for a long time here inside of this program. I think at the same time, their biggest contribution is just to who they are and what they've done inside of the locker room, brotherhood, and caring and loving on their teammates and continuing to build a culture here that, gives us solid footing and something to continue to build on.
Josh, I know your focus this week has been on Cincinnati, but with USF having their game canceled because of COVID this week, has there been talk about a concern for next week's game?
Yeah, obviously the game that we're concerned about is this one. At the end of practice today, mentioned it to our players because I know that they'll see that, with it being a holiday weekend too, and parents feel like we'll probably have a pretty good chance to play that one, and at the same time, as soon as I said something about that, our players reminded me that we only look at one game at a time, so get focused on this one.
Coach, I have two questions that I know you're going to love. Trey Nixon was out there last week pregame, but didn't play. Do you think he'll be able to play in this game? And my second question is, what is the status of Parker Boudreaux? We haven't seen him for weeks. Has he opted out of this season?
Trey, we'll continue to have the doctors look at him here at the end of the week and make a final decision. Parker is not opted out.
Josh, I know you guys are looking at this game 1-0 with Cincinnati being ranked number 7 in the country. Are you worried about emotions? I mean, with the players getting maybe too amped up in this game?
Oh, they're going to be excited. You want kids to be emotional about the game. At the same time, the thing that we've talked about is doing the ordinary at a really high level. You don't have to do anything outside of what you would normally do. Prepare in a great way so that you're ready to see, anticipate, and react the right way. There's nothing wrong with playing. I mean, this is an emotional game, so be smart in how we handle it. Absolutely, but our kids will be ready to go.
Coach, I mean, obviously, I know you prepare for every game pretty much the same way, but is there, as a coach, is there kind of like a level of excitement just given, how UCF's offense, has been and how Cincinnati's a defensive oriented team, one of the best offenses in the nation going against one of the best defenses in the nation. That's got to be exciting to you as an offensive coach just to see how you guys are going to match up against that.
Yeah, I said it early in the week. It's a huge test for us on the offensive side of the football. These guys are playing as good as anybody in the country defensively, and a lot of their skill players or guys on that side of the football, I should say, have we've been matching up with them for a couple of years. So our guys have familiarity with them and are looking forward to the matchup. At the same time, this is a team game. This is UCF versus Cincinnati, and at the end of the day, we got to find a way to be +1.
All right, thanks, Coach. We will wrap up there. Thanks everybody for being on, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Guys,
Thanks, Coach.
appreciate it. Have a great day.